if I... If anyone tries to say they knew what they were getting into with Dandadan, they're a liar unless they knew of the source material. Like, they're a liar. If my dear friend Nokotan broke my brain in one way, Dandadan episode 1 broke it in the opposite way. The fact that I could make so many titles, and they're not even a manipulation of what happened, because I always make my titles to be like, it's true, but there's like a twist, because I'm not going to actually give you big moments, but there's no twist with that title. Granny wanted his weenie, and Granny took his weenie. If I had a long... YouTube has character limits. If I had unlimited character limits, I would make a title something like... Granny possesses this boy's, member as aliens try to probe with metal schlongs. Bring on episode 2. I have full live reactions over on Patreon if you want to see all the excitement in real time. Over there exclusively. Let me make this crystal clear. I am pumped for episode 2. And Science Saru, very weird anime studio. And weird, I'm not using weird as an insult, mind you. You're probably going to hear that term a lot in this video. Weird's a compliment. I hate shit that's too boring and normal. Just be weird. I much prefer it. Maybe sometimes the weird gets too much and you only want to be around the weird once for a family reunion once a year or something, but weird has its place. Science Saru is a very interesting studio with how they produce their visuals. And I think the best way to describe how this show looks to me is it's like, keep your hands off Ezokin, Devilman Crybaby meets something from Studio Trigger. And the weird combination, like, this is objectively, and here's the thing, I know we can disagree, technically we can't actually say what's objective, blah blah blah. I think this is objectively going to be the best produced first episode of the season. 100%. I think the first 6 episodes of the show leaked during that whole Netflix leak thing, so I'm under the assumption most, if not this entire show, is probably already done. Which spells good fortune for the show's visual style, because there's moments ranging from a flashlight. So the whole premise of the show is that one dude believes in aliens, the girl believes in ghosts, neither one believes in each other's thing, and then the opposite happens. The girl gets kidnapped by aliens, and dude gets possessed by Granny Dearest, who now lives inside his dick. And I ain't even messing with you. That's actually canon in this show. When he's in the tunnel trying to find a ghost, his flashlight, he freaks out and he spins it all around the tunnel. Why is the animation for that moment so good? I have no idea. They literally start this episode off with like this most over-exaggerated but well put together production for body animation. The production of this show alone would make you want to watch 12 episodes. This show could have had the most dumb-ass plot. And I guess on one hand, it kind of does have the dumb plot, but it could have had such a stupid plot that you couldn't formulate an idea of what's actually going on. This show you can. You understand the idea of like, okay, this dude's possessed, now he becomes this weird literally calls her Turbo Grandma. Like, what's going on with Turbo Granny over here? I don't know. Like, you can actually follow what's happening. It's just stupid. Like, no one's gonna claim this show's not stupid. Like, if they are, I mean, I guess they just belong in this world. I don't know, but I love it. I want shows to... I don't want every show to be this batshit wild, but I want the shows to just go off the rails sometime, and this show's absolutely delivering. I remember reading a comment, and I remember reading this comment before, but someone recently on, I think it was my What Will I Watch, mentioned how, like, this show is either kind of like a love it or hate it, or like a love it or it's not for you. Like, it's very clearly going to be a very extreme reaction when you watch this episode. And I remember people saying something similar when this show got announced. And sometimes I feel like that's a bit of an exaggeration, because it's like, okay, I can look at a lot of these shows and say, people are saying that, but the masses would probably just be like, whatever. No, this show's a love it or hate it. I pretty much immediately loved it, but this isn't a show you show to non-anime fans. Yes, there would be a select handful of people who maybe never try anime, and this is the show that truly hooks them in. It is possible. But in terms of a mass majority, no. This is too wild for your beginner anime fan. This is something that you show to people who've been around the block a little bit and understand that, hey, anime sometimes just goes a little crazy. Like, I've seen enough anime where they make you bait like okay, this is like a sexual harassment type probing situation, whatever they're doing, right? They're not actually going to go too crazy. When that alien busts out his metal member and he's like, I want your banana, and then they start with euphemisms and escalate into, excuse me? Granny's out here boldly talking about weenies. Aliens are talking about bananas. The fight was incredible, but it's not often you know, like how sometimes people be like, damn, at least take me out on a couple of dates before we escalate. This show just, you woke up one morning and you just found yourself roofied and woke up naked. That's kind of the emotional whiplash this episode gave me. It's like the show wanted to violate the viewers, but it was enjoyable enough that you said, you know what? I'm kind of in for more. You can't get mad for me making these jokes, man. The show's literally just the raunchiest of humor, and I'm loving it. I do like the dynamic between the central two. It's nothing, like, extraordinary at face value, but I especially like the female lead. I think her name's Momo. So she's very much pretty girl, popular, could probably get any boy she wants, and seemingly sides with people that people are like, why is she with bad boy, or why is she with the otaku? But I love the idea that there's this kid just super into aliens, Ken, and basically people are ready to pick on him, and she just sits down like, you gonna throw it at me? It just immediately was a nice vibe, but I like the fact that rather than it just being like, oh, he just was super like, you saved me and now I worship the ground you walk on. The kid had no social skills. He immediately started laughing in her face because he learned that she believes in ghosts. And then she's like, bitch, I literally am trying to get on your level. You believe in aliens. Shut the It's like, it's socially awkward and just such a good, like, icebreaker for their dynamic. And the fact that by the end of the episode, they both believe in each other's BS because they quite literally experienced it. I think it was a very satisfying episode that get you to understand the characters, the wackiness and bullshittery of this story, while flexing just how insane the Sakuga Fest is pretty much every other frame. Granny wants his weenie, and that's not even the craziest shit I'm going to say about this show, is it? Thoughts down below. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're around here, of course ring that bell, and like I mentioned, we have full live reactions over on Patreon. I wouldn't skip those if I were you. And hey, while you're over there, I'll just give you a video shout out. Alright, so today we got Banjo Silk, Dr. Lazarus, Tovi Bakab? I don't know how to say your last name, but I'm gonna go with that. Slayer Droid X, Joseph, and we also have Aaron Ermos. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. You all have a good one.